everybody. Hello. I was talking about this yesterday, about Charlie Drake. I'm not doing the Charlie Drake ears today. Hello, my darlings, he used to say. So, as you can see, the lovely Joan, whose face is exploding willy-nilly, is wearing the Santa hat now. Well, the dealy bopper thing. I don't know what they're called. They're just headbands, aren't they? Excuse me. I have no tea. Supposed to. What happened to that? I must have drank it before I came in. Anyway, never mind. I've got a little bit of water if I get thirsty, so. Okay, so I'm doing this quite early on. And the reason being, we might have some company today. So yesterday we had Gary's brother Melvin and Les, and they come over for dinner. So he thought, you know, he felt a little bit bad that Martin was left out. So today we may have Martin and family, his other half. All right, okay, got to do this, got to do it. Kara, and her son Samuel. So they may be coming over today, but it depends because Gary has a cold. So he's given them the option to pull out should they want to, if they don't fancy catching it. But they'll probably come anyway, so that's fine. And, you know, it's fine either way. So somebody mentioned these the other day, and I thought, I was thinking the same thing. It's almost time for these guys. Now, I put these on a little while ago, and my face explodes willy-nilly while I'm wearing them. It's like it has, oh no, there we go. It's like it's having trouble focusing because my eyes are no longer, right. Oh, it's actually not as bad as it was. But it was doing face explosions all over the place. But yeah, it's time to get these out again. The Elton Johns. They actually match Joan now, because I have used to think if I wear that, you can't really see it. It's too tall. No, so face explosions all over the shop. So anyway, I'll wear them for a minute. But I think, oh, you know, it's going to get very weird for you if my face just keeps exploding. Reminds me of that movie In a Space, you know. I loved that movie. That part really nearly killed me, though. Sometimes when I laugh, I get an asthma attack. And that part, I could not catch my breath laughing at that bit where his face was going. It was something else. Anyway, I need to plug my phone in. I used this phone to for a question on my giveaway, and it's very low, so I'm plugging it in as I need to write those questions down. So yeah, my Sunday Fun Day giveaway this week is a good one. So if you haven't seen it already, then seek it out, because it is a very good one. So I watched Formula 1 this morning. Obviously, it's Sunday for me, because today is, you know, your yesterday. And so we got up really early for it, because it was on at, well, the actual race started at 6, which is not unacceptable. The actual programme started at something like 4 something. I wasn't getting up for that, just to hear them chatting, you know. No, but the actual race started at 6. So I said to Gary, well, if I don't wake up, make me tea. So anyway, I did wake up. And we watched it. And he said, when this is finished, I'm going back to bed because I'm tired. And I said, well, I'm wide awake. But who was it who went back to bed? Me. I was the one who went back to bed, and I went back to sleep. I had a bit of a dream. I don't really remember it too much now, but at the time I do remember it. You know, I was kind of like troubled by it. But it's gone now, thank goodness. But it was in Las Vegas, so it was just, I really... Excuse me. Oh, where that's come from. But yeah, it was so good to see it, you know, all the places that you've just been to, and it's like, oh, I miss it now. I miss getting on an Uber, and going off to Joann's and going off to Michael's and Walmart. I miss that a lot. And if I'd known that my case was half underweight, I'd have brought so much more back. No, next time not to trust Gary's weights and measurements. Never trust a man's measurements. You know why? I won't elaborate, but I'm sure you know why. Yeah. So let's have a look. We've had a lovely run with our double Grogu day, being Friday really. And then we had the weekendy picture. Oh, well, we've got a Grogu and we've got that kind of droid. I like that droid. I like all the new droids. They're kind of sassy. I like the sassy droids rather than the subservient kind of, you know, C-3PO. But then he is a protocol droid. God, I never thought I'd ever know all these terms. I never used to like Star Wars. But, you know, Gary's obsessed, especially with Darth Vader. So, you know, it just come along with him, really. And now I know loads more than I ever thought, well, I ever really wanted to be honest. But then Grogu come along and made it all okay. I liked BB-8 before him. I'm just going to put my glasses on to read it. Well, let's see. Let's see if this works. Again, I have a bit of an explosion again. I can now read. That's cool. Really, there you go. That's a little bit better, isn't it? Where am I up to? Oh, I haven't read any of these. I'm positive that the number of times I've told my kids while nodding my head is going to be my downfall. Asking my kid what he wants for lunch is really asking him which of the 5 things he eats he will throw on the ground today. Which one's my favourite? Easy, the dog. Be my cat, really. This one, I've got to read this. It's on the other page, but I've just got to do it. My daughter asked me if my boobs were ever round. In case you're wondering about some of the ways motherhood crushes your soul. I snorted. Well, I've got to try and get them both off now. I snorted them. That's quite funny, but sad at the same time. Michael was so embarrassing when it came to boobs when I was younger, because I ended up having to take him in the changing room at the swimming pool because Steve only really wanted Paul because Paul could swim. See, I threw Paul in the water when he was a baby and he kind of swam. So he was a bit of a fish baby, and he always was. And so he was very good at swimming, and that meant Steve liked that because he was very good at swimming. So it was like, oh, you can look after Michael, the least good swimmer with the child. So I had this kind of brooch attached to me all the time. So when it came to I'm getting out now and I'd go and get him changed, we'd be in the changing room together. And it was all quite an echoey in there. And there was other people, I could hear him. And he just pipes up, "Why have you got spots on your titties, mummy?" And I'm like, "Oh, God, I haven't." And he's going, "You have?" And I'm like, "I haven't." He goes, "You have, look." And he's like pointing. I'm like, I haven't, knocking all these giggles in the background. I'm like, I haven't, just stop it. So like, in the end, I was like, I came out of there and I gave him, they used to have a playpen and I plonked him in there. By that time, my ex, Steve, got out the pool and went, "I'm never taking him in the changing room with me again. You're taking him from now on. Getting dressed on your own." I was like, why am I ever doing that again? But have you got spots? And they're not spots. You have, look. It's like, oh, for God's sake. Kids. It's so embarrassing. Well, he was. He definitely was one of the most embarrassing children there ever was. And like now, if I ever embarrass him, it's like, I've got a lot to pay you back for, really. I don't think I could ever manage to pay you back for the amount of times you embarrassed me. Hot in here now. That's because I've got a bit unnecessary. Let me just get the fan on. Oh, I've got to think I've got to turn it on first. And also, it's so cold out. The heating's on everywhere and feeling a bit tropical. It's been Storm Bert has been ravaging our shores, And boy, did it rain during Formula One. It was so loud, I could hear it above the of the cars, you know, and that, I have it quite loud. And I said to Gary, it's pouring with rain outside. Couldn't see it because I had the blind down, but I could hear it, and it was mental. It really was. I've got to go out there later. Thankfully, the rain has stopped and the sun has kind of come out. It looks like, yeah, the sun's out. I can see it on the roof next door. But the ground will be really wet, so I've got to watch where I'm kind of plodding. But at least it's not torrential rain like it was when we had Storm Bert. But I think people in the north still have a bit of Storm Bert. And when I watched the news, there were some quite awful scenes of water gushing over walls and stuff like that. I don't know if that was a seawall or what, because I only caught a bit of a glimpse. I thought, well, I'll watch that later. Excuse me. But yeah, we don't have too much of that, you know. Obviously, Gary said there are trees down though, all around there are trees down. But we live on a cliff, so we tend not to have flooding. You know, if we ever flood, we're in trouble, because, you know, that just means that there's been some kind of tsunami that has, or all my neighbours have washed away. But you know, that is actually a possibility that could happen at some point in future. You know, we had a house fall in the sea. You might know, if you've been with me for quite some time, you'll know that the house at the end of the road fell in the sea. And the stupid thing was, I used to do a walk and sometimes film it, and one of the very last times I walked around there, because there was a house at the end and then the road went round and then you had the cliff. And as I was walking and I was looking at the ground, and I filmed it and said, look, there's so many cracks. It really, and it's an eroding cliff, so really maybe I ought not to be standing here. A little while later, the whole thing went, including the house. So not only the road, but the house at the corner went. So where I was standing, I was making a joke of it, making light of it. But it was actually pretty precarious that I should stand there at all. So thankfully it didn't happen while I was standing there, but nobody got hurt. Just the house and the car fell off the cliff. I mean, it happened at night, and it was a particularly, you know, that really, really mega hot, dry sort of summer we had, and then we didn't have much rain. Well, it never really happens that often, just like every now and then you get this. But that just meant that it completely dried out and started to crack, and under that house was a sinkhole, and that's what caused it. So usually it erodes about a foot a year or something like that, maybe not that much, because that really would only be a few years before we say goodbye. But no, I don't know how many inches per year, but it was kind of a lot. a lot went that year. Anyway, I'm gonna get off before I embarrass myself anymore, and get out in that yarn van and start packing orders before we end up with guests. So thank you for watching. I'm going to upload this and my giveaway, because obviously this is for tomorrow, and giveaways for today. So thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.